dance because I've been going to a lot of places around the world. I've seen lots of people and I like the way they do what they do, and so I've tried it and I've actually liked it. So that's why I like dance.
Absolutely love it. I just love listening to music and dancing around the flat.
I think it's like an art because like got loads of patterns in it.
They love it. They get very involved and just use their bodies as a means of expression very naturally.
Galleons Primary is a larger than average London Docklands school, which opened 10 years ago and teaches using a creative curriculum.
At Galleons we teach through the arts as much as we possibly can to really bring the curriculum alive, to make it really that much more stimulating for the children, to get the children really practically involved and hands-on in every aspect.
At Galleons, they take a project-based approach to their curriculum and include art, drama, music and dance wherever possible.
It gives the children the opportunity to kind of make sense almost of their learning and just sort of approach it in a different way. We use it as a tool, so the teacher will take the stimulus from whatever it is their project is that they're doing, but then that will then be taken and that's the focus for the dance lesson.
Make a circle.
Amy Gardner is preparing for her dance session, but at Galleons, dance isn't an easy hour in the hall. These Year 2s are developing a dance based on Africa.
We're going to be starting a project today that's going to continue tomorrow and over the next few days, all about African dancing. Where have you come across masks? Teddy, do you want to tell us?
Everybody.
Today we've started the project by looking at the masks and really exploring why masks are used, where masks are used, whether children have used them and seen them before, and then discovering a little bit about how masks are used in African cultures.
So while Amy's class study African masks, Kay Morgan's Year 5 class are prepping for their dance session, inspired by the science project Sound.
So 3 things we're going to focus on today. At the moment we're doing electricity, light and sound. So this time it was the sound, and the school is such a musical school that it makes sense that we use the sounds that our body can make as well. So when we're talking about sound and we're talking about body percussion, what kind of things could we do with our body to make a sound?
We could clap.
Okay, we can clap.
Rubbing.
What kind of things could we rub?
Our hands.
Right, we could rub our hands. What we're going to do now is we're going to listen to the piece of music that we're going to be using.
While Kay's class are listening to their music, Amy's Year 2 group are moving on.
Now I'd like you to have a think about some words.
We were using the masks to stimulate some conversation and exploration of adjectives, of terms to describe movement.
Leaping.
Leaping, I love it, leaping.
Bounce.
Pounce, love it.
Leaping and jumping.
They were coming up with this great words like leaping and pouncing and slithering and jumping and so on.
But what's any of this got to do with dance?
That's their stimulus and the music that they use, and the children take quite a lot of time in terms of choreographing ideas based on that, maybe using the words from their project, or it might be using pictures from their project, or any other kind of artifact that they might be using, and that's their stimulus, and then that forms the basis of their dance.
What about the structure of the music? How does the music sound?
Like kind of a hard beat.
What do you mean by hard?
When there's like songs, they're soft, they have their softer beats, but this was like kind of a harder.
Okay, so it's quite a powerful beat.
Yeah.
Tell me something else about the beat.
Like, not like medium beats, not really fast or anything, just like medium. And it's not the music is and the dance. It's not going fast. It's just slow, like you're doing it for a war.
I needed something that the children could pick out the different beats within it. So, working with a very slow beat, working with a fast beat, and leaving it up to the children to make a decision. So the music had to incorporate all of those things as well. My children really love drums as well, so picking something that had a huge drum emphasis as well, I knew that I'd grab their attention with it as well.
The following day, Amy's class take their learning out of the classroom and into the hall, where they'll try out some of their African dance moves.
Go and find your own space, please, and stand very still. So first we started off with a simple warm-up, getting ourselves ready, but also feeding into that warm-up an element of the stamping that we wanted to try and draw from them in the main session. So stamping being a quite an intrinsic part of African tribal dance. Watching. My turn. Well, that was a bit rubbish, wasn't it?
We try and give the message here is that it's not about being able to stand up and do a pirouette or tap dance in front of the children. It's about having the skills and the confidence to enable teachers to pass that on to the children so that then they can really develop those skills and confidence, and hopefully here we do have a supportive environment so that everybody feels happy to have a go.
Kay's class are ready to take the floor and their socks are coming off.
Chili beans, frozen beans, baked beans.
Our teacher gives us maybe a movement like cold beans, so we have to act like we're cold and we have to start running on our toes.
Frozen beans. Beans do exactly what they say on the label. So runner beans run, jumping beans jump, frozen beans freeze. Chili beans is also microwave beans and black-eyed beans, jelly beans and all sorts. So you just, over the year, you just gradually introduce them and they love it.
So we're going to be doing a dance that first we're going to jump, second we're going to turn, then we're going to have some stillness, and finally we're going to be travelling, okay? Could you, in your groups, think first about some movements that use jumping? Off you go.
It has been really important every now and again to actually stop and think, right, who's being creative here? Dance is a lot easier than some other subjects because as teachers it is a bit easier to kind of step back, but actually that is a benefit because I think it is definitely important that actually it is about giving the children time and space to develop those ideas.
So it's a great effect in a line. Now, stop. How can we now move on to adding a turn? What could we do? Can you talk together about that? Children naturally want to move, and be physical and dance and respond to music that they've heard or visuals and so on. So it's just a very natural process for them to have a go at moving and dancing, and you can really see that today with the Year 2 children.
Kay's class are picking up from where they left off last week.
So we're quickly going to go over last week's work. So last week's, it was 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stamp. 1, 2, slap. 1, 2. I think as a teacher we spend so much time concerned about dance because we believe that it has to be, you know, I'm not a dancer so I can't teach dance, and then the concern comes in and then the bad vibes with dance kicks in. I think once a teacher understands that it isn't about I'm teaching to you, that it's the children's own work, then suddenly it frees everything up and you can have more of a positive outlook on the subject.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
It was really teamwork because we all started to agree with each other, and really we could all try and do it on our own, and then after we could do it as a group.
We like stamping, but in a fast way.
And like dusting your hands.
And like as if like animals in a herd of stampede or something like that.
Because we're boys, me and Kevin, we would she wanted to do a girl thing, a flower thing on a turn around, and you would say, no, we don't really want to do a girl thing.
I think when I came to this school, the boys just love to dance. It's just part of the curriculum, it's part of the lessons, and they're not taught or shown in any way that dance is a girl thing. It's just part of the curriculum, and this is what we do.
When I was having to teach Year 6 boys, I never used to use the word dance because I just sort of, the reaction I was going to get was very daunting. So I used to kind of phrase it as other things, and we were going to do some movement based on this. And actually here, because it is an integral part of the curriculum and because they do it from reception all the way up, it is very much accepted. It isn't kind of standing in the hall being a tree. It's very physical, which really engages the boys.
So, forwards. Ready? Forwards. Ready? Which way is forward? Just come straight forwards.
I would like us to review where we've got to so far. So, we're going to do it this way. These two groups are going to watch each other.
Their children are encouraged to find something that's really good about something they've seen, and also areas for development, so something that they changed if they could help.
Tell me what you thought was fantastic about their dance.
The crisscross was good.
This was good. Paris, did you have anything to...
When they were like, she had to like tell all of them, yeah, and then to do it. Yeah, and
so is this something that you thought was really good?
No.
Can you think of something that you thought was really good about it?
I like when they do crisscross, but one person did a mistake.
Okay, but hang on, we're thinking about things we really liked, weren't we? Fair. So you
Children find it very, very easy to criticise, but it's encouraging them to do that in a very constructive way. And we're at the beginnings of that in Year 2, so by Year 6 they've got the hang of constructive criticism.
So back in Year 5...
The children need to evaluate the work of others. They need to see what makes a good performance. So if they can spot it in someone else's work, they'll also be able to make those adjustments in their own work as well.
Hands, 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 hands. Okay, using a range of body parts. So you're going to watch this group. You're going to look, do they actually use lots of different body parts, and do they actually move in different directions?
You went in time with the music, and the dancing, you was going like in the same direction, and you was going the same speed as each other, and it was really good.
We talk politely to each other, and I make sure that I try and model that as well with them. So I don't put down another piece of work, but hang on, can you try and, what about if? And just try and draw out specific things rather than apportioning blame or things like that.
So, how does dance benefit Galleon's pupils?
They're not sitting down, it's not pencil and paper. It's a chance almost for them to be free.
1, 2, 3.
It gives those children who may not get all of the wows in the classroom, it gives them their chance to have their wow time as well.
I use dance as a means of expression, and try and encourage that in the children as well.
Don't think you have to do it all on your own, because you really don't. It isn't about what you can do, it's about what the children can do, and as long as your questioning skills are good and that you constantly challenge the children and push the children, it's about what they do and what they come up with. It's not about what you can do. So lots of teachers will say, well, I can't do a cartwheel. It's not about you, it's about the children.